Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Stevenson Lindor. I am back with another YouTube video. It's been about a month since I've done my last video. I hope you guys have been well. Today, I got a good lesson for you all, so definitely pay attention, plug in. As always, tell a friend to tell a friend. Before we get started, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe. Put somebody on who needs help and is looking for a community to be a part of. As always, in the description box below, I got a free Telegram. And then if you also want to be a part of our private community, all you got to do is just shoot me a message, right? Send me an email or hit me up on social media. I'll get you plugged in. But today, I got a good topic for you guys, and we're going to discuss fair value gaps. All right. So if you've been with me for a while, I've been integrating smart money concepts within my trading. It's been absolutely phenomenal. A lot of people inside the group have been loving it. And today I want to talk about fair value gaps, how it can be leveraged, utilized correctly. And I actually have an indicator. All right, especially for those who struggle. So if you're still struggling, you're part of different communities, you're constantly seeing, it's been talked about, especially over the last several years. Smart money concept, learn this, that, it gets a little too technical. I got the perfect indicator for you that's going to do all the work. All right, guys. So let's get to it. All right. So first and foremost, before I show you the indicator, what exactly is a fair value gap? All right, I want you guys to just get this basic understanding before we leverage this tool. All right, so what is a fair value gap? Well, first and foremost, fair value gap is when there's a large movement in the market. All right, so we're on gold because I'm expecting a nice buy setup on gold to happen. All right, so pretty much when a large movement happens in the market, like a big spike, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. All right. And basically, the market leaves behind this gap. Okay. If you think about it, the market is composed of buyers and sellers. All right. So when the market is moving correctly, like as you can see right over here, you got your buyers, you got your sellers, and, candles are pretty much closely right next to each other, about the same size. But every now and then you get these huge spikes. So, like this, for example. Matter of fact, let me go on the 4 hour. It's a better example. Perfect, right here. See this big gap, right? And we're going to zoom in. See that big gap this candle leaves behind, right? You have the seller's candle, and you starts to go up for a buy, and then this huge candle pops out, and it leaves behind this big gap. This is what you call a fair value gap. All right. So if you ever see me notating and dropping trade setups in the Telegram and I put FVG, that's what it stands for, fair value gap. All right. And pretty much it's letting you know that the buyers have taken full advantage of the market. They have basically spiked up to the upside. Same thing happens with sellers. I'm going to show you how a fair value gap will look for the sellers as well. And price basically needs to pull back and mitigate this area before continuing to the upside. All right. So price will technically pull back, mitigate this, right? Basically come inside this zone before continuing to the upside. All right. So same thing for sellers, right? And this is also a good example. So you see how price was coming down, and even just right here, see this big candle? This is also a fair value gap, but for sellers. All right. So it's this big space. All right. And it's usually large candles. All right. Very large candles. All right. And as you can see, price pulls back, mitigates it before continuing down. Now, notice how this candle right here kind of spiked above it. I always tell you guys, price doesn't break until the body closes above or below. So in this case, what validates a fair value candle? versus invalidates is whether a candle closes above or below it. So in this case, a bullish candle would have to close above this area. All right. For this fair value gap on this bullish candle right here that I just showed you. For this to be invalid, a bearish candle would have to close below it. Make sense? Right? A bearish candle would have to close below it. So you see how you technically had one right here. See this bearish candle? This is actually a fair value gap. This is a good example. Oh, why can't I drag this? There we go. Perfect. So this is a perfect example. So you have a fair value gap. So you guys probably wondering, hey, Steve, what happened with this one? How come it didn't work? Because this bullish candle closed above it. So when price comes inside of the fair value gap, what you want to see, and one of my biggest confirmations, I want to see a bullish or bearish. So in this situation, I want to see a bearish candle close below this bullish. So I know sellers are in charge. Same thing over here. Once price is done pulling back, mitigating this zone, I want to see a bullish candle close above a bearish, and then this continue to the upside. All right. Now, as always, there's fair value gaps on every time frame. As always, there's fair value gaps on every time frame. What differentiates between everybody? The higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation. So if you're a person who's a intraday or a scalper, obviously you're going to operate on the 15-minute to 5-minute, right? And it works just the same. Just keep in mind, at the end of the day, every zone on every time frame is going to be hit. Eventually, the same structure that's happening on the 5-minute, eventually is going to happen on the 1 hour. Eventually, it's going to happen on the 4 hour. Eventually, it's going to happen on the daily. So it's just a longer wait. So perfect example, this downtrend right here. See this bearish downtrend from the top here to the bottom here, right? So we're in the downtrend, and same thing. A fair value gap was created. See, right here. And you see how price came back, pulled up. It didn't break above here. And all I would do is wait for a bearish candle to close below a bullish. And then there's my sell. Just like how price is pulling into a bullish fair value gap. And the same thing, I would wait for price to come inside the zone, wait for a buyer's candle to close above a bearish, and then look for my buy to the upside. The reason why I'm excited for this buy on gold, for a number of reasons. One, we're in an uptrend, right? We're in an overall uptrend. Price has not broken down to the downside, right? It hasn't created new lows. So we're in an uptrend. Number two, like I said, whatever happens on one time frame happens on every time frame. You got a fair value gap even on the daily. So you see how this fair value gap on this bullish daily candle, price came up, pulled back, mitigated. So again, when do I know when to look at for this buy? I need a buyer's candle to close above a bearish candle, a seller's candle. That's what happened right here. This buyer's candle closed above this daily seller's candle. So now I'm going to drop down to the smaller time frame and look for my buy. And then we're going to ride price back up to around 3-4, right? So make my way down to the 4 hour, 1 hour, and as you can see, right, it all comes together. I got a fair value gap happening on the 4 hour time frame. Right over here, go down to the 1 hour, and I actually have two back to back. So I would like to see price pull back inside here, get a buyer's candle to close, as long as we don't close below here. A buyer's candle close above a seller's candle, and then we look for this move to the upside. All right. This is something, if you can identify and practice, ladies and gentlemen, it can be an absolute game changer. All right. Plus confluence with everything else, right? Like you have this fair value gap, price retested. You got a retest on your MACD and then boom, sell. So when you put everything together, guys, it's a beautiful, beautiful way to trade, right? Look for tighter entries, extra confluence, and to really maximize your profits. Now, the indicator that you guys have all been waiting for, all right? If you're still struggling to identify fair value gaps, change of character, break of structure, all that good stuff, guys, go to indicators at the top and you're going to type smart money concept. All right. You don't even have to type in concept. It's going to literally populate. First one. See where it says Lux Algo? It's the first one, Lux Algo. All right. You're going to go to indicators. You're going to type smart money concept and you're going to pick Lux Algo. All right. Click on that. And boom, voila. See how it's showing you break of structure, equal lows, equal highs, change of character. It does all of that stuff for you, ladies and gentlemen. It does all of that for you. Now, you want to go to settings, double click on the indicator. And as you can see here, everything that's on the chart, you can customize it to your liking, right? You know, show order blocks, equal highs if you want it there or not. But this topic is about what? Fair value gaps. So you're going to scroll all the way down till you get to fair value gaps, which is right here. And you're going to click on it. Boom. And you're going to take off auto threshold. Take that off. And then for extend fair value gaps, all right, and the whole purpose of that, as you can see here, is to determine how many bars to extend the fair value gap. Like you want to make sure you see it and it's identified on your chart. So we're going to just increase that a couple. I say no more than 5. Boom. We're going to hit OK. And notice how all the fair value gaps, see the greens, have been identified, right? See how it's all identified? So it's letting you know these are the areas you want to watch. All right. And of course, this is on every time frame. So if I move up to the 4-hour, see how it identifies on the 4-hour. All right. I move down to the 15-minute. It's going to show me the 15 minutes. See that? So whatever time frame you like to operate on, you like to function on, it shows up on every single one. All right. So perfect. And it works best, again, when you're in alignment with everything else, meaning like I'm looking for an uptrend. Like I told you, look at this buy. We're in an uptrend on gold. All right. Only makes sense. Price has already pulled back into this fair value gap right here. Perfect. There's also another internal one right here, which I've already identified for you guys without the indicator. So this is technically the area right over here that I'm looking for, right? And I would like to see price pretty much pull back inside of these zones. And once it does that, and I get my buyer's candle, then I'll look for my move to the upside. And if you really, really want to get technical, as always, guys, you can add fibs, right? If I want to measure this leg, and look at that, voila. Pull back to the 50, 618, which will fill in both those fair value gaps. So it's around this area, and this is where I want to look for my buy. All right, guys? So this is the tool, okay? Again, go to indicators, all right? Just type in smart money concept. The first one, Lux Algo, all right? It's going to literally paint everything for you, and you can customize it to however you want, all right? You want to show order blocks, you want to show the equal highs, the lows, however you want. But this was primarily to identify the fair value gaps for you so you know what areas you should be watching for your buys or sells. All right. It's another useful tool. Again, it's for those who, need that extra assistance. They don't feel confident trading, basically naked charts and identifying all this stuff by itself. But let me tell you, it works. This is what current price action is right now. As you can see, these other areas, these are like strong zones. It literally maps everything for you. As you see, strong low right here at the bottom right. It does everything for you guys. All right. So I didn't want this video to be too long. Like I said, I like my videos to be fairly short because I know people's attention spans are terrible. But hopefully this has been helpful. Obviously, you can apply it on any trade setups, crypto, indices, whatever. All right. But understanding fair value gaps, guys, and knowing how to utilize it and leverage it the right way can absolutely change your trading journey. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I have. Watch this video over and over, study, learn, and apply, most importantly. Once again, like, share, comment. All right. Subscribe, share this with a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Join my free community in the description box below. And then if you want access to the private community, you want to trade with us live throughout the week, hit me up. All right, guys. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you. See you all next time.